In terms of diversifying the economy, we have a challenge in the Soon. We have had a challenge for the last 25 years, I would say, in that our death rate outstrips our birth rate. And so we have a shrinking population, but we still have jobs that are going unfilled. So, for the past 2 years, we have had a red hot job market where we haven't been able to fill every job that is available because of the lack of population base to fill those jobs. So what the feds came up with was a rural and northern immigration program. It was across 18 communities in the country. The Sioux really spearheaded the advocacy on this program with my predecessor and the previous council of which I was a part, who really said we need a targeted immigration program that spreads the immigration distribution across the country instead of everybody just going to Vancouver, Montreal, and Toronto. We need people in smaller cities. And it has really helped. And it has meant a 5% growth in our population, which is the first time our population's grown in 40 years. So it is also recognized, I would say, more broadly, and there is a much more there's a much deeper social acceptance to the need for immigration in communities like Sault Ste. Marie and Sudbury and North Bay and Thunder Bay,
Hmm.
because we've been shrinking for so many years that people were worried that the last person out was going to have to turn off the lights. So having new immigrants and having population growth has always been looked at as one of the ways where we were going to solve our demographic issues. And now that we've got it, we have the jobs to put new immigrants into. We have the need for them. They're growing our population base and our tax base. And so it's diversifying our economy in that with everybody who comes here that's new, they are, going to either work in a job that was going to go unfilled, or they're going to open up their own business and start a new path and create a new economic opportunity for themselves and their families. So it really has been a great program, and it's the type of program that it exemplifies how the Canadian government or the provincial government, and there are other examples I could use for them, how they can target programs to communities that will help them meet the needs of the 21st century.
Has the tightening of immigration numbers had a negative effect in the last, how many months has it been? Let's say 6 months. I don't have the number in
Yeah,
front of me.
well,
Yeah.
there has been the risk that there would be they would cancel this program. So the program was called the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program, RNIP
Right.
for short, and it expired kind of around the same time. The pilot aspect of it expired right around the same time that they were going through all this upheaval in the immigration system. And so there was risk that they wouldn't put a new program back in place or that they wouldn't make it permanent. What they ultimately did end up doing, I think in large part because of the advocacy of myself and my northern counterparts in Sudbury, Thunder Bay, Timmins, and North Bay, to say we need this program, and it has helped all of our communities grow over the last couple of years since it was put into effect. Um, we advocated for it, and they created a new pilot program. So just a pilot program still, but at least it's still in place. The Rural Community Immigration Program, or RCIP for short, and it will run for the next couple of years with the promise that it will be made permanent. Now that is, up
Hmm.
to some future government to decide, wherever the government's going to be in a couple of years from now. We're really happy that the program's been made permanent, at least in the short term, or sorry, that the pilot has been extended, at least in the short term, so that we can prove it out again for the next 2 years. And we have been the most successful of any RNIP community to accept invitees. We have accepted the first immigrants under that program a couple of years ago, and we've accepted more, I would say, per capita than many of the other communities. So it has been a good program. There was some concern that it wouldn't be extended given the upheaval in the in the immigration file. Where it has hurt us, though, is in the post-secondary sector. Our university and college, because of the freeze in tuition fees in 2018, that continues to this day, and because of the reliance that made them have on international students, became, like other universities, dependent on that revenue. And when those numbers were cut, it's meant significant deficits at the college and a significantly reduced balance sheet at the university. And so we have advocated with our college and university for some middle ground there, because we need the help in our post-secondary institutions. It's one of the ways we have been and continue to look to diversify our economies by building up our university and college in terms of the economic impact that they have in our community and kind of in our district. But it is one of the areas where the policy changes at the federal and provincial governments have had a real detrimental effect on their bottom line and our community's benefit that we're getting from them.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Futureproofing Canada. There's a lot coming at us these days. Our country faces interconnected challenges, including a new geopolitical world order, economic headwinds, climate change, technological disruptions, shifting demographics, and deepening inequality. Futureproofing Canada brings you conversations with the people who are looking for solutions to these challenges. They envision a Canada that's confident and ready to seize opportunities. If you like what you heard and you'd like to find out more about our work at the IRPP, you can head over to irpp.org. You can subscribe to our newsletters and check out all our latest publications. And if you really, really like what you heard, leave us a review on your podcast app or share your feedback on social media. You can find us on most platforms at IRPP. For the Institute for Research on Public Policy, I'm Jennifer Ditchburn. I'll be back in a couple of weeks with a new episode of Futureproofing Canada.